Okay, so thank you for joining me today. It's lovely to see you all. Could you tell me a little bit about yourselves as a footballing family?
Where shall we start?
Can I start with...
Okay, well, as a footballing family, it started in Holland when I was in the armed forces, and football was a team sport that brought families together. And it was a five-a-side league and mixed mixed players, and it was on a league basis, and we had some sorts of success. And from that, we got into a local Dutch team, or should I say, we were affiliated to a local Dutch team, and again, we had success at our age group. We won the something like the Year 11 championship, which both Hayley and Natalie were members of.
And you were the manager. Let's not forget that.
I wasn't manager, no.
You were a coach.
I was Coach Roach. Dave Smith was the manager. And we came back from Holland in '87, and both Hayley and Natalie still wanted to continue playing football. With some restrictions. They were used to playing in a mixed league in Holland, didn't have any sort of similar role that we found in South Yorkshire. But we did find Kilner's Ladies, which was obviously a women's team, and had got a history. And they both joined that, and we used to train at Collie Sports Centre, which I don't believe exists anymore. And they what would they be? They're about 14, 15 years of age then. And they joined that, and that was the nucleus then, seeing as we were back in UK, for their continued participation in football. And from Kilner's Ladies, they did Millmore Ladies, Rotherham United Ladies, Hague Ladies, and
Parkgate Ladies.
Parkgate Ladies. This is all about sponsorship though, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
It was all trying to get the team
funds.
better, get more funds into the club, have more access to facilities and travel and transport. So their progression was always trying to get us a better.
It was just turn of the 90s, I think, when we got in with Rotherham United, because it was the fledglings of male team supported stroke sponsored women's team, but it was definitely on a very low scale.
We were in an open age women's club at the age of 13 and 14.
13 and 14, you can play alongside 35-year-olds.
Or every age. And I was 13.
You were
14.
Natalie would have probably been the youngest in the squad at that time, because we did just join a group of women. That were very established. They'd been playing together. They were friends and footballers, and they were Kilner's Ladies. And then we came along as 13, 14-year-olds, and
that's right.
And just had to join and play in.
I'd forgotten that aspect of it. We joined Kilner's Ladies. There was no Kilner's girls.
There was no juniors, there was no reserves, there was no under-18s, under-15s.
No, it was...
If you wanted to play, you just had to
play. Open age. It was.
And that was the games, that was training, that was
everything. The Sunday matches, the training. Dad did his, we weren't old enough to drive, so, so Dad did his share of driving.
All the other team members, they had their own cars.
It's true, actually. I never thought of that. It's true. That is true.
So when it was our turn to wash the kit, well, it wasn't really our turn to wash the kit.
Bless, my mum.
Mum's turn to wash the kit.
My mum is the fourth member of this team, because she did do a lot of stuff.
She played her role too.
She came and watched, because, she often said, I thought I had two daughters. not two sons, because it was the 80s, you know, there was nobody else really, with two daughters that were, you know, had a dad for a coach or a manager, and we were in the team. It was really unusual.
It was very, we were very unique.
Yeah, true.
Just tell me about your, what was your positions, what was your playing style, why did you love football?
That's quite funny. Basically? So, because we started in Holland, we started with five-side. It's five-side, six-side, seven-side, something like that. It was five-side. Yeah. And I think within the first two seasons, I played every position, I think. I think I started in goal, you know.
You probably did.
I did. I started in goal, and I didn't mind because it had a D. So when it got to 11-a-side, there's no D. I was like, I'm not going anywhere near that. I definitely played in every position in five-a-side, but then 11-a-side for me. Well, you say I was left back.
On the 11-a-side you were?
I thought I was right back, but, you know, again... Memories. I played in defence for quite a while, but my sister was always up front, and I was always like, oh, she gets all the glory. She gets to score the goals and she gets the flowers. It's always a little bit envious of that, and now I am at the back doing all the graft, getting the ball, keeping it out the goal, getting it up front. No glory. So when I went to university, I played for the university team. Guess what position I went for?
Centre forward.
Yeah. What position to play? Up front. Yeah. Always played up front. I did. I played up front for university.
What was it like? Did you get a nosebleed?
Loved it. I got all the glory. Yeah.
You were fine.
Scored a few hat tricks in my time, you know. I was in the wings waiting for that glory moment. But but never midfield. That's the one position, because I'm not the fastest and the fittest. So I always dodged that as a certainly in 11-side football. Dodged that.
And I was always up front. I was always. I think I had.
And you were fast.
And I was very fast. I was very fast. Had a bit of coordination. I could kick a ball and literally put it in the back of the net. That was not being a one.
That was
my quality.
MO.
Is what that I could do. But then as I got older, I started to come back. So Natalie started at the back and moved forward. I started at the front and then started.
I didn't know that.
Working my way back.
Oh,
so when I was
funny.
playing for Sheffield FC, wasn't always the centre forward. Occasionally would be a winger, and kind of move back. But even to be fair, even now I play socially. I still play up front. I still score goals. So I naturally gravitate to that, and maybe again over playing for so long, it is my role, and that's the way I naturally find myself within a team.
So who inspired you then? Who do you think you played like, or who did you model your play on?
I don't think I did. I think Hayley she played the year before I played.
So when we first started the five-a-side, so my memories of the starting of that five-a-side was we always used to go on a Sunday because it was a family thing to do living in Holland. So we would always go.
It's quite a big event,
it was massive. There was 10 or 12 five-a-side football fields. It was a really big, it was all the forces, Navy, Army, Air Force, it was a really big league that all age groups, mainly for boys. And we would always go on a Sunday because our, family and other friends would be going. And I do remember one week going, we go every week, can I play? I quite clearly remember this, can I play? Yeah, but we're only going to get your hockey boots. We're not getting your football boots because you might not like it or you might not be any good. So I've got this photo of the first day that I played. I think it's in the scrapbook. You were the reporter. You were match reporter.
We've got a photo of me.
We have,
doing that.
So you were the match reporter, and I stood there in my hockey boots, about to play for the first time.
Football.
With the rubber studs and the old style hockey boots, and I remember loving it and just thinking, well, this is quite easy because you just take the ball, you run and you kick it in the back of the net. So so that's my very early memories of our first five-a-side. And then from that, when Natalie was old enough, she joined the team. And then I think because we went so often and we decided to give it all a go as a family, Dad then became the coach and the manager of our team, and then we all played in it together. But yeah, so I had a year up.
So I remember being the reporter. I quite liked that job. I was 10. I quite liked that job. But equally, I was like, I want in on it. I want in on this. This is fun. This is...
Because we would go every Sunday.
Great.
Like every Sunday, that was what we did.
So going back to your question, I think Hayley, I think the players I was watching that day, that's what inspired me to go, I want to just be a part of something that I consider to be just like loads of fun.
So we didn't have those role models at all, which like Natalie says there are now, and it's great for girls, and especially when we've got the Euros coming, how inspirational that's going to be for like Natalie, for Orla to be able to look at those players and go, I can do that, I want to be able to do that, with no concept that 30 years ago it wasn't even a possibility.
40.
We could never have dreamt of football being a career. It was just not
and
an
that
option.
used to upset both of us.
Let alone being able to play. Could never think, that's my job, I want to be a footballer.
I do remember feeling quite aggrieved that I couldn't be a footballer.
Yeah.
Like,
you had that consciousness then
that
very it just wasn't a professional opportunity.
No. Yeah, I like, why can this boy sitting next to me at school choose football as a career? And I can't.
And like, that's not only just from a career, we couldn't even choose it to play at school.
No.
You know, so it wasn't just like that was our only obstacle. You couldn't do it as a career. We weren't allowed to play. And it wasn't, there was just no opportunities. You weren't allowed to play. Well, there was always
that stigma, wasn't there? That girls don't play football.
Yeah. And we were that was very much part of our growing up, of you weren't allowed to play football. Yeah. Well,
it's not for you,
it's not for you, girls don't play football. Yeah, but we're quite good, we like it. And we want to play.
Yeah.
I used to chair leagues and things, regional leagues in the 1990s. And the thing that always struck me is that we would play on Sundays. Yep. Usually Sunday afternoons after everybody else had had the pitch. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning. So the changing rooms were just absolutely tipped. If you had changing rooms, the pitch had already been played on at least 3 times that weekend, but it was the only slot you could get. And then the other thing from an East Midlands point of view was just the distances that you would go on a Sunday.
God,
Like, it takes up your whole day.
It's a whole
just
day.
For a game of football.
We used to travel all over.
Talk us through how that affected you as a family.
Well, it was either, initially it was cars, but fortunately, one of our players, the left winger, Joanna, her husband, he had a coach. So
do you remember? No, do you understand?
Yeah, do you understand? He used to, out of his own pocket, he used to give us the use of his coach. He'd drive up, back. I think we gave him perhaps expensive, but out of his, because him and his wife was getting something out of it. It was just a peppercorn charge anyway. But that's about as good as it got, really. But in the main, it was, we'll all meet up at the coaching horses at Elsica, and
I thought
so knows the route, and we followed them. I don't know.
There was many different.
There was different. Depending on the direction we were going on, whether we were going north or south, was the dependent on the meeting point. But and of course no mobile phones, right? So you just had to, you turn up and you
meet in a car park.
You meet in the car park, and then you decide who was going in which car. Or we were jumping on the bus if it was a longer journey. But again, the leagues back in those days,
they were
you
really
were Newcastle,
broad.
Sunderland. You would just travel everywhere. There wasn't a regional league even back in the early 90s.
Well, the regional, it was a regional league, but it was so all-encompassing.
But it was a regional league.
It's north England.
It weren't South Yorkshire. I mean,
I think we were the only team in South Yorkshire.
I mean, you in men's footballing terms, on a weekend like you just described there for Sundays, you've got the Red Lion versus the Bull's Head.
Yeah.
Pub teams. We were playing Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Sunderland. We played all them. as part of the league, which is football league. You know, it's professional football league.
And on top of that, you got women's FA Cup fixtures, right? Which at the time were not regional either.
No, we went to Everton to play them. As you would expect with Everton, we lost. But yeah, on the same thing, I don't recall us going south. I must admit, I can't recall us going south on any competition.
No.
But I can't remember that. We were something like, I mean, Val and you probably remember, we were something like the West Midlands Combination League back in the day.
North
Midlands. It was a North Midlands Combination League.
Yeah.
It was a very weird title, and we played very random.
Yeah.
They didn't seem to be very much regionalised.
Certainly not Yorkshire, anyway.
North of England, and that was how the country was divided for women's football, like back in the 90s.
Well, our first goalkeeper, the goalkeeper we had when we joined, lived in Worksop.
Yeah. And that's
so
the thing, you would...
from Worksop,
you would just travel.
To us to play football.
Yeah.
Because we were, apart from we got Doncaster Bells, back in that
Oh
time,
yeah, we had Donny Bells.
That was all there was. Was Kilnurst Ladies, Doncaster Bells.
Yeah.
If you look at, within South Yorkshire quite possibly.
Yeah.
That was probably all there was.
Initially, but then the Sheffield Wednesday ladies, they came on.
Yeah,
but we beat them.
I feel like we played in Hull a lot.
We did.
Can I make that up?
Played Hull, Bransholme ladies.
Bransholme, that's it.
That was about a 9-1 victory, that was.
To us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
We did well there. I liked it.
To say it's a regional league is somewhat, stretching a point.
Yeah.
It was back then.
For a home-based interest, to call it a regional league and play in Middlesbrough, I think it's stretching it a bit.